Hello, everyone, again. Thank you so much for being at the podcast La Plática. Today, we have a special guest again, Miss Kimberly Jean-Pierre, who's going to be talking about the workshops at the conference that we spoke about last week, some of the sponsors, and some of those guest speakers that are going to be addressing the audience on the 30th, October 30th. So, Kim, welcome back.
Thank you. Good, how do I say? Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for having me again. It's truly a pleasure. And October 30th is going to be a great opportunity for Long Islanders, and I'm so excited to be a part of the process.
Absolutely, Kim. Kim, tell us, just so that we can remind our audience about the details of the event. So, happening when, where, and what's going on.
So, if you're listening, it's a place to be, right? And so it's October 30th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Huntington Hilton. And it's an opportunity where it's called the Long Island Supplier Workforce Opportunity Conference and Expo. It's an opportunity for you to, if you're a small business, to be part of our trade show. And it's an opportunity, if you're a small business, to come and listen to these amazing workshops. We have 4 workshops planned for you from various topics to expand your business.
Fantastic. And so the purpose of the conference, Kim, is basically to bridge the gap between some of the contractors, government officials, and subcontractors. Right. What's going to be basically the agenda for the day, if you can elaborate?
And don't forget our union partners.
Absolutely.
And our union partners. So it's really like a bridge that is going in all directions. And in the center, we all meet. And so one of the workshops we're going to focus on, our first workshop that starts, after we have graced with our New York State Comptroller, Napoli, who's going to open the program for us. But then we go into a workshop with our very own Senator Monica Martinez, an Assemblywoman from Nassau County, Michael Solange, and a few workers to talk about the worker experience. Mm-hmm. And they're actually sponsoring a legislation that protects workers. So we're excited.
That's right. It's a very important topic. It's part of the issues that have not been addressed yet by legislation, which is this issue of the private labor agreement, the PLA, and then that's part of the the impetus of this conference. Basically, trying to make sure that policymakers understand the importance of addressing this particular issue.
Correct. And our school officials, and if you are a school official in the administration or one of our school board members, we invite you to come listen to this workshop in particular, and to learn about the process, because, when you are in a certain position, education is the number one key to help you make those decisions for our children. And so you may not understand some of the, labor laws or some of the protections, why we should have labor building in some of our schools. This is an opportunity to learn that and to have that dialogue and to have that honest dialogue. And if you have any questions or opposition, this is the moment to have that.
It is particularly important because these are buildings that are housing our children, right, throughout the year, that should be held to the
highest standards.
Right?
Highest, right.
And in this case, sometimes we have seen, reports and everything about like some unscrupulous contractors that are working in our schools.
Correct.
That are not doing the right thing.
Correct. And there are contractors who do the right thing. Right. And so that's why this conference is an opportunity to bring everyone in the room and remove some of that stigma and allow us to work together, Right. And so I'm really excited about that. And another workshop we're going to have is, from certification to winning contracts. How do you become an MWB certified company? And how do you get part of the world of winning some RFPs? And how do you get those contracts? How do you work with a larger company like Hogland, right? One of our key sponsors. How do you build those contacts? And this conference is an opportunity to not only learn, but to build those contacts.
Important to highlight that the speakers at that panel, right? We're going to have Jason Russell from Empire State Development Corporation. We're going to have Lionel Chidi from Nassau County. And it's going to be moderated by none other than
Tracy Edwards. And if you don't know Tracy, she is a force to be reckoned with, and my business partner. And she understands, the MWBE process. She understands the small business process. She understands, how do you get those contracts? How do you not only understand how to, get connected to those contracts, but how to win those contracts, right? And understand collaboration sometimes is what we need as smaller contractors, right?
That's right.
And so I'm excited that
yeah, sometimes scoring that first contract is key, right? And part of the effort of this conference is basically, we understand some of the obstacles that subcontractors face to score that first contract. Sometimes it's that they don't get to know the procurement officers of certain, contractors. So this is an opportunity for subcontractors to go network with, key decision makers in those companies and understand their process, because that's the other element, right? That is key. That is, understanding how is it that each company works is key to success in the subcontracting world. So I think that's going to be very important. That's pretty exciting, and hopefully there's a lot of knowledge that is being transferred there the right way, and just positive overall. So tell us what's the third workshop that we're going to have that day.
So. The third workshop is going to be compliance made simple, union partnerships. And so that's kind of what we opened with. And how do we build those union partnerships, right? As a subcontractor or as a larger company, how do you build relationships and partnerships with our union brothers and sisters, right? And so I think that's very key.
One of the largest obstacles that we see within the NWB world is like what I call unicorns, right? Having those union shop MWB certified companies, which are very, very seldom. Correct. They're very hard to find, and the issue with that is basically, sometimes it's the obstacles of bonding and all the requirements that becoming a union shop MWB certified is, right? Like sometimes it's needed, but this is basically a great example of providing that information, allowing people to learn how that process works, and hopefully
not to be scared of the process,
right? So we work on a project together where we actually were able to get a couple of those unions like right from the get-go.
Correct.
And they are now a union shop, which is something that
smaller companies are union shops, and some of the things they were doing as far as paying their workers well, they were doing those things already. And so and just connecting the dots for them was,
and part of the obstacle is that, right, for many companies for many subcontractors or MWB certified contractors to enter into the public procurement process, sometimes it's that
your pool is
larger. Right, and the union is required, right? Union membership is required. So this is going to be an opportunity for contractors to learn how to become union shop, and then hopefully increase that pool of contractors out there.
Right. It just opens the opportunity for you. It increases your opportunity, maybe to work on a project like in a school, maybe to work on a project like at your town hall, right? And so, and the stigma that the unions, the larger union organizations don't want this, absolutely not. This is what they want, right? And so this is an opportunity to bring everybody together and say, this is how you do it, right?
Right. And you know what? And kudos to John Durso,
Yeah.
Brian Stanton, Grant Newberger from the from the Long Island Federation of Labor, and on the other side, National Suffolk Building Trades, Matty and his team, who have been actually very proactive about the outreach that they're doing. And I think that in that it speaks volumes about the type of leadership that they are trying to, that they are working on as now the leaders of the labor movement on Long Island. And I think that is key, right, to highlight and also to recognize, because as we have spoken in the past, part of the, I guess that gap between labor movement and a lot of the MWA certified companies was precisely that perception, right, from the MWE certified companies that, we're not probably welcome there.
Correct. Or even at the union halls, right?
Right.
And the conversation was, if you looked at a job, you barely saw any black and brown individuals working at the job, right? And it was always passed down family members, right? And so, what I'm really proud about is to work with leaders in the labor movement that understand where they are and understand where they should be.
Right.
And they need to get there. And so that's why I'm really proud of their leadership, and it makes it easier to work with people who care and who understand it.
Right. Putting the pieces, in place
Right.
so that pipeline can actually start flowing. And I think that's that's key. That's been something, working in government for about 20 years. It's always
You're not
something that we
telling
have
our
heard.
age.
No, exactly. No.
21.
We started when we were 5.
Okay.
But it's part of the problem that we have heard, right? We have heard from the obviously from the minority communities, it's always hard for us to get to to enter an apprenticeship program, to enter just a regular union job. And I think that in this sense, this new leadership that we have seen in place, I think is changing a lot of that.
Yeah. They started with something called Opportunity Long Island, which would change that, where you saw them recruiting in communities of color, like Wyandanch or Huntington Station. So
Perfect. And and I think little by little things are changing.
Yeah.
So tell us about the fourth workshop.
And so the fourth workshop is what we, as business owners, say, we don't have money. We don't know where to get the money. So now you come down on October 30th from 8 to 3 and be a part of the conference. At the fourth workshop, you'll be able to learn how to access capital, right? And so, we have folks on there who are specialized in, you got Marcos Mondolano, who will talk about grants and how, we think about grants for the nonprofit world. No, there's grants for small business owners. And so, you just think about, how do I want to get more machinery, right? More machinery would allow me to do more work, but I don't have the instant cash to buy that machine, right? And so, there are grants out there and there's funding out there. So this is an opportunity to come down and learn about how to access capital.
Right. It's important, right? Sometimes, unfortunately, many companies do not have access to that information. And then they struggle, basically to raise capital sometimes just for operations.
Correct.
We also know that sometimes when you are doing procurement, right, particularly in the public sphere, it is sometimes difficult to because of the payment situation, right? So that's always been the case, with the county level, at the state level. I know that there's been a lot of emphasis on that put on, also in the city. Basically, there's been legislation passed to expedite the payment process. The upfront payments, right? At least make it more of.
Because we know how that reimbursement can go.
Right, easier, because the reimbursement process sometimes can be very difficult. People have to wait, 60, 90, 120 days to get paid. And that puts a lot of stress, right? Stress on cash flow in the businesses. So this is a perfect opportunity for them to know. Sometimes it's because they have already been granted a deal, right? A contract that can open up the doors for financing.
Correct. And learning about bonding opportunities too. One of the clients that we actually worked with, he talked about, his experience in trying to get bonding to work on, the Van Wyck, and not being able to access that, and so it's important. So we have folks who can share that there are bonding opportunities, for smaller businesses, and you thought you couldn't afford, but you possibly
there's possibility there. Yep. And just the fact that like for example Ulico, one of these union consortiums, right, is going to be here present, like talking about like how is it that they can access bonding for to become a union shop. That I think is important. It's something that we recently learned about it, and it was fantastic working with them and how they got basically this couple of contractors through the process, and we're able to make them now part of the union. Right? Yeah. So I think that in that sense, but what else is expected at the conference? During the expo, the networking opportunities that are there, Kim.
So. We're going to have vendors, and we still have an opportunity for some of small businesses. And it doesn't have to be in construction, right? It can be in finance. It can be in security. Different small businesses coming together and how we can kind of network and share contacts with one another. And so we're excited. We're going to have folks in the energy world, tabling folks, apprenticeship programs. That's why we're inviting our school officials not only to learn about some of the labor issues, but also to learn and how you can bring the resources back to your schools to give people an opportunity, a second other than college, right? There's vocational, there's a pre-apprenticeship programs that some of the labor halls, union halls will be tabling, sharing information on some of their programs that they have, apprenticeship programs. We're going to have the Small Development Business Center in Farmingdale table, and if you need help writing a proposal, you need help developing your business plan, we're going to have folks in the room that will be able to do that. And so it's a networking opportunity, but it's an opportunity also to grow your business.
That's fantastic. And at the end is the opportunity, working with the Chambers of Commerce too.
Right.
We have several partners on the Chambers of Commerce. We have also the SWEBEC, which is basically a women entrepreneurs network that is important. So I think that all the pieces are coming together. We will have a wide array of groups and trades present. HIA also will be present. I think that in that sense, it's a great opportunity for attendees, which, by the way, is free registration.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. Like literally, if you want to attend as a participant and just walk into the room, the only thing you have to do is click on the link. That's it. Scan the QR code, register, and attend. And bring someone else with you. Maybe bring, the second in command in your business to learn how to business develop, to increase your business. Maybe someone that you work with, because I know there are a lot of, brokers who have their whole circle, right? Mm-hmm. And they have the brokers, they have their contractors. Invite the contractors, bring the brokers.
That's right.
Because, sometimes smaller businesses develops, and then he or she needs brick and water.
Yep.
And when you need brick and water, you need a realtor.
That's right.
So I think we're all connected. We just have to learn how to work together, and that this is the bridge that we're creating.
So, Kim, one last time.
Yeah.
Provide the information about the conference and an invite to everyone that would like to participate.
So my name is Kimberly Jean-Pierre, and I am excited to invite you to the Long Island Supplier Workforce Opportunity Conference and Expo. It is on October 30th at the Huntington Hilton from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I'm excited, and we have New York State Controller welcoming us in the morning, giving us greetings, and we have 4 amazing workshops and many, many, many companies to showcase their products and services.
Alrighty. On that note, thank you very much, Kim. We will be promoting the conference as much as we can. We would like to get a great attendance. So far, everything seems that we are right on track.
Yes.
We may have to add more water to the soup.
That's right. It's okay.
But it's
yeah,
okay. Exactly.
okay.
It's coming. And then and we look forward to having another conversation on
That's
this.
right. And don't say it's free. It's free.
It's free. Thank you. Thank you very much to the audience. And we will see you here next week.